Hi, I am Joel Woods with Independent Youth Football, and I thought it'd be a good idea to make a little video for our referees, volunteers, and also our coaches, so we can all get on the same page with the spirit of the game, the rules, the referee details, your responsibilities, and let's get started. So first of all, why are we doing Spring Flag? Well, really, we want it to be fun. We want to get kids out on the turf, on the high school turf, playing games. And this is what it's all about. It needs to be a positive experience for all the kids, for the coaches, for the parents and the referees, for everyone. So just some extra football. It's not as serious as the fall. I kind of look at Spring Flag as almost like organized backyard football. Let's not take it too seriously and not focus on winning. It's going to be fun focused. Get the kids some again, game experience on the field. Giving kids a broad experience. Maybe they get to do some different positions they don't normally do, like linemen get to be receivers and running backs. And we really want to focus on meaningful participation for everybody, right? Not just the best player in the team, but we don't want to have a situation where the best player in the team, running back, gets the ball over and over again. Coaches want to try to, get the ball to different kids. Let's not take it too serious, and then good things will happen. Okay, so referees, let's start with you guys, and thank you for your time to do this. It's really important, kind of part of your community's football family from K to 12. But referees, guys, a couple things. We're going to have the clock running. Hopefully you get the scoreboard. Every hour on the hour will be a new game. You'll be refereeing anywhere between 2 and 4 games per week, back to back. And then try and keep it easy for you guys, right? And it's a lot, refs, middle school, high school kids, to do this. So hopefully we're gonna have the clock going at the start of the hour. The clock will start at 0 and count up to 60 minutes. Maybe the clock operated the other way, but basically there will be no timeouts. The clock is just gonna roll. Okay, at the 5-minute mark, we're going to start the game. So before that, you want to get the head coaches together, do some kind of coin flip or rock, paper, scissors. If there's no coin, it's who's going to start with the ball and pick which side they want to go to. And then there'll be a 25-minute first half. Hopefully, again, we can all see the clock running on the scoreboard. And then there'll be, when that last play happens at the 30-minute mark, we're going to have a 5-minute timeout. Halftime, and then we'll pick back up at the 35-minute mark and then finish the game until it's 0 on the clock. And then there'll be some prudence. So when it's if you don't stop the clock in the middle of a play, let the play run out. Maybe there's one more play. It's up to kind of your discretion. And then we'll do it over again. So that's the timing. Refs, couple things, how the layout, right? So we got these 4 fields on the turf. Kind of drew it up for you guys. You got the end zones, got the Notre Dame kind of hash mark things. So there's a first down in the middle of the field. There's one first down. You get 4 downs to move it to get a first down. And then we have these other zones. They're called no run zones. So when you're 5 yards from the end zone or first down, teams have to throw the ball. Or if you're going for a 1-point conversion, that's on the 5-yard line, you cannot run. You have to pass, okay? So we go have yellow cones set up, orange cones for the other ones. So something to be aware of. Referees, I kind of have referee 1 and referee 2. All right, referee 1, you're the back judge. So we it's 5-on-5 and then 6-on-6 for first and second grade. So I got 5-on-5 set up. Each drive will start on the 5-yard line. Okay, so kind of start right on that cone. Back judge, you're going to start 7 yards past the ball, kind of behind the linebackers. All right, you're 7 yards off because there's one person that can rush on the defense. First and second grade, there's no rushers, but the older kids, and they're going to wear a colored wristband and a pencil of yellow wristbands. So you got to recognize, hey, who the blitzer is. He's got to be 7 yards off. It could be a corner, it could be a safety, doesn't really matter. We're going to identify that one player. That's the only player that can rush. Again, to keep it simple for you guys, refs. So you got to kind of mark that and make sure he's behind you. And kind of draw an imaginary line where that rush line would be 7 yards off. So you just got to walk that off and make sure you're not standing, in the safety's way. Also, if it's a pass play, your job is going to be to count 7 seconds. If it's pass, quarterback has 7 seconds to throw the ball. You need to say out loud. Your quarterback needs to hear you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you get to 7, he doesn't throw the ball, blow the whistle right away. Don't wait. Or the other ref can blow the whistle too, and then it's just a loss of down. All right, so that's your job, is to count those. You got to be loud, guys. You got to be confident. let those kids know, okay? Also, if the plays run down here, your job is to spot the ball, all right? So kind of work together. We'll have I think we have like a little orange cone or disc that we use to kind of spot where the line of scrimmage was. So you're gonna have to run, get that cone and move it to wherever the kid's flag was pulled, all right? Also, for both the refs, right, make sure your head's on a swivel below the whistle. When the flag is pulled, there's little pop signs. We teach our kids independence. Put the flag up in the air when you're on defense to make it easy for the refs to know when to blow the whistle. Try not to have an inadvertent whistle, guys. That's not fun for you guys. So really make sure you're pulling the whistle at the right time. And you're just looking for penalties, right? And everything's going to be a 5-yard penalty except for something that's intentional contact, right? So this is non-contact football. Any intentional contact, whether it's a ball carrier running into a defender, it is a 10-yard penalty and a kid gets a warning out for a play. All right, you cannot have kids running into each other. Running backs or guys, you have to avoid contact. You have to try to get around somebody, right? And it's kind of a gray area if it's intentional or not, but use our best judgment. Again, a blocker cannot just run through somebody. Blocking is like shadow blocking. It's like non-contact blocking. As long as you don't run through somebody, you break down first, you don't extend if you see arms extended, that's a contact block, and that's a penalty as well. So, and then obviously kids are pulling flags, you're not tackling. All right, so they need to pull their flags. They cannot just run through somebody. You need to see kids break down their feet. That would be an intentional contact when you're going to pull a flag too. We'll get to some of the details later, but super important, guys. Referees, you manage that part of making sure it's positive for all. That everybody's playing everybody's best interest in keeping a non-contact sport. So nobody's getting hurt and keeping everybody happy. Okay, so then obviously you kind of call penalties as you see fit. And your other referee is going to be like a side judge. You'll be in the line of scrimmage, right? Actually, the line of scrimmage will be here. My bad. And then you're looking for offsides, penalties. And the little guys, if they jump a little bit, it's kind of your discretion. Maybe you can give little kids a warning and give them a second chance. And then what you're going to do, as soon as the ball is spotted, you're going to set a 30-second clock. I'll have stopwatches for our indie kids, or if you can use your phone or just count to 30. But they have 30 seconds from the ball spotted to run the next play. All right, so we don't want teams taking too long and draining the clock. We want kids to get as many reps as possible. And what you want to say is like, hey, when the clock gets to 15, hey, coach, 15 seconds left. Gets to 10 seconds. Tell that coach, 10 seconds left. All right, they're still in the huddle. When they get to 5 seconds, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If they're still in the huddle, right, at that point, give them a warning. No more than 2 warnings per game. After that, you got to penalize coaches. Coaches, you got to get. I know it's hard for the little kids, but we got to, you got to be quick. So kids are getting reps, so they're having fun. It's positive. And then, as long as their team is on the offense is on the line of scrimmage, I don't care if you snap the ball at the 30-second mark. I just want to see that they've broke the huddle and they're ready to start. Okay, so we'll kind of figure that out as the year goes on. But that's just a really important job. Again, you got to be loud. You got to communicate to the coaches. You got to do it every play, refs. Besides that, you're kind of helping to spot the ball. And then, again, you're calling penalties and blowing whistle for flags as you see fit. So that's the basic responsibilities, guys, for that. So we'll kind of go through the rest of the rules, and so we kind of coaches and refs who know it together. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Player attire. Let's see. The belts have to be different colors than their shorts. So coaches, if you have yellow or blue or red, whatever flags, make sure their shorts are a different color. Probably just have black, probably the easiest thing to do. No metal plates, jewelry, hand warmers are permitted, or hats. I don't know, we'll see if it's cold out. We'll figure it out. But, towels are not permitted on players' waists. One coach is allowed on the field for offense and defense at all age levels. Coaches must move to the sideline or 10 yards behind the play prior to the snap of the ball. Coaches, you're responsible for having the rule book, knowing your schedule, and got to clean them up for the sidelines. Make sure we're cleaned up. Okay, possessions. Guys, you can read through the rules. Just, again, we'll flip a coin to rock, paper, scissors. I'll switch at the halftime, which direction we're going, like normal football. Okay, if the offense doesn't get past the first down in 4 plays, the other team will get the ball, right, on their 5-yard line going that way. Let's see. Interceptions, again, interceptions are live. They can run it back wherever he's down. We'll do a change of possession. No fumbles, right? So fumbles are going to be blown dead. So kids are not running into each other to keep it safe. There are no fumble recoveries. Same thing for snaps. Field setup, general offense, again, no intentional contact of any kind is permitted. We got to be legit as coaches, and really refs and coaches make sure, again, we're in practices, we're teaching these, take a couple minutes when you're doing practices and show kids what appropriate contact looks like and what inappropriate contact. Go through the scenarios and kind of show them, all right? Downfield blocking is legal. Again, no upper body contact, and you got to break down your feet prior to any contact, and shadow blocking. And we're seeing like a little bit of this is okay, just kind of protect yourself, right? You don't have to like set a pick or anything like basketball, but again, you're mirroring, you're screening, you're shadow blocking, and again, if you don't break down your feet, run through somebody, that's a penalty. If you extend and push, that's a penalty. That's not what we're trying to do for spring flag. Okay. It'll be, again, a 10-yard penalty, illegal contact. The ball must be snapped through the legs, except for first and second grade. They can kind of do a sideways snap. There's mulligans, right? So if it's a bad snap, it's a loss of down. Except for first, second, third, fourth, you get one mulligan per game. You get a do-over. Okay, maybe early in the season, if coaches you want to do more than that, you have to talk to the ref before the game. Okay, so we have that. Again, 30-second clock. One player is allowed in motion at a time. You can line up in trips. You can kind of really line up wherever you want. There's no laterals. We're not lateraling at all. Spinning is permitted. Running backs can spin. A running back or a ball carrier cannot dive or jump to advance the ball. It is illegal, 5-yard penalty. He may jump over a player to avoid a collision. A player may jump or dive to catch a pass. That's okay. Again, passing game. Quarterback has 7 seconds to throw the ball. Okay, it's ruled dead, loss of down. If that happens, ball is placed in the original line of scrimmage. Okay. Passes must be thrown from behind the line of scrimmage, right? And 1 forward pass per down. And passes must be thrown and caught behind the line of scrimmage. There's really no screens behind line of scrimmage. Every pass has to be caught past the line of scrimmage. Also, we cannot just hand the ball off back to the center, so you can't do that in the run game either. Receiving game, again, normal kind of receiving stuff. Okay, if a receiver's flag inadvertently falls off, even without contact from another player, that player's rolled down. Also, if flag comes off, it's down for that person where they're at. Okay, running game. Anyone behind the line of scrimmage can get a handoff. After a snap, the quarterback cannot hand it back to the center. A player must completely let go of the ball. Tosses are permitted, but if it hits the ground, it's ruled dead in the spot. You can do as many kind of handoffs as you want. The quarterback cannot run at all in first and second grade. All right, third and sixth grade, he can run. All right, but what we're going to do is you can't do an immediate quarterback sneak up where the A gaps would be. So referees, coaches, we're going to kind of have an imaginary magic cones 3 yards from the center, 3 yards from the ball. All right, the quarterback cannot just run in those imaginary A gaps. He's allowed to run a quarterback sweep or roll out. He can do that. All right, he just cannot run it in the middle directly on purpose. If it's a blitz and it's a scramble, then it's a free for all. That's a different situation. All right, so again, we got to kind of, it's gray. There's no cones there, but imaginary cones. So coaches make sure if you see your kid doing that and the ref misses it, coach them up, right? That's kind of our responsibility, I think, as coaches to make sure you're doing it the right way. Okay. Again, if you take a handoff, that kid can throw a ball. They'll have that. Pass is okay. There's a response. This is important. It's the responsibility of the ball carrier to avoid colliding with defenders that lie in his or her path. Unintentional contact by the ball carrier will not be penalized. Unintentional contact is not, again, unintentional versus intentional. A failure to attempt to avoid contact with the defender may be penalized. Intentional contact will not be tolerated at all. May also reject an unsportsmanlike conduct and or a player ejection. So I think if a kid does it twice in a game where it's on purpose contact and it's clear, we got to take them out. General defense, again, no intentional contact is permitted, right? Same concept for defense. Defenders can line up 1 yard past line of scrimmage, except for the rusher. You don't have to have a rusher, so you could have all 5 or 6 kids up there, just not have a rusher. It's up to you. You just would not wear a wristband. Okay. Defenders must, again, you can't cross line of scrimmage until the ball snapped, 1 yard off. Defenders must attempt to pull the kid's flags. All right, if he's going to go get someone's flag and get him down, all right, you cannot grab the jersey first. You can't grab the jersey and then pull the flag. You can't just run through the kid, all right? You have to break down your feet and a clear attempt to pull the flag. If a kid accidentally, again, these little kids, hey, we're going to maybe grab the jersey on accident, all right? They have to let go completely and quickly and before they can try to pull the flag again. You got to be on this, refs. You got to be on it. This is important. Coaches too. You can't be pulling up jerseys and pulling flags. That's just, hogwash. That's bush league. So you can't be doing that. A failure to do so result in a defensive holding 5-yard penalty if the kids are doing that. Players can dive to pull a flag. I believe that's in there. Okay. Flag guarding. If there's a flag guarding where the running back, does that, it's not a penalty. Just mark referees below the play dead whenever you see a flag guard, and be there. Defensive player cannot intentionally pull the flags off of someone who doesn't have the ball. Do want to do that. Again, be very diligent on kids pulling the flags and not running into each other. Interceptions, again, we talked about that. They're live. They can go. No run zones. We talked about the no run zones already. Rushing of the quarterback. Again, you can have that rusher. Biggest thing is, guys, if he's rushing, he cannot run into the center. All right, he's got to avoid the center if he's there. And the second thing is he cannot hit the quarterback's arm while he's attempting to throw the ball. Go pull his flag. Don't hit his arm. It's a 5-yard penalty if he hits his arm on purpose. All right. Okay. Bear with me as we go through here. Inadvertent whistle. If there is an inadvertent whistle during a play, the offense has a choice of either a result of the play at the point or a replay in the down. Okay, so refs will do that. If there's an inadvertent whistle during a pass play and the ball is in flight, the down is replayed. Okay, the half per game cannot end in an inadvertent whistle. Be untimed down. Dead balls. Kind of talked about that. There are no fumbles, right? Ball is spotted where the ball hits the ground. Scoring is touchdowns or 6 points. Extra points, you can go for 1 or 2. 5-yard line is 1 point. 10-yard line would be 2 points. If it's a 1-point conversion, you're in a no-run zone, so you have to pass the ball. Also, if you're going for a conversion and the defense intercepts it, goes all the way, you get a safety. You can get 2 points. There are also safeties, right? So if the quarterback runs out of bounds, they get a safety. If the quarterback were to fumble the ball, safety. If there's a bad snap in the end zone, that's a safety. That kind of stuff. If there's an offensive penalty that occurs back here, all right, that would also be a safety. We talked about the clock management. Guys, no timeouts. We just want to get we want to start and finish in an hour and get in and out. There's a 30-point mercy rule. There are no overtimes. We're not keeping statistics, or we're not keeping the standings. We're not keeping the scores. There's no overtimes. We just want to finish on time. And general team penalty information. Only head coach may approach a referee if there's a judgment call. Again, if there's a judgment call, let's be gentlemanly about it. Let's be adults. Let's talk it over. Again, kids are going to make mistakes. They're kids, so let's not take things personally. Okay. Everything's basically a 5-yard penalty, guys. So a false start, offsides, illegal motion. Kid goes in motion, goes upfield first. A delay of game. Delay of game is a 5-yard penalty, not loss of down. Coach interference, attempting to run from a no-run zone would be a penalty. Offensive pass interference, quarterback sneaking, too many players on the field, flag guarding is not. I think we changed that. Improper equipment, again, you could do warnings for probably some of that stuff. Okay. Intentional contact. Offensive unsportsmanlike, again, it's 10 yards. It's any profane language, any kind of stuff a kid's doing to antagonize another kid. You can't have that. You got to call that. Coaches, you got to help with the refs with that. Defensive penalty is roughing the passer, intentionally removing a player's flag before he gets the ball, illegal rushing the cornerback, too many players on the field, coach interference, improper equipment, defensive pass interference, again, any kind of intentional contact, unsportsmanlike would be 10 yards. Hopefully you don't have ejections, but any kind of bad sportsmanship, stuff like that. Again, officials' discretion. Hopefully we'll have some of our head football coaches there to help if there's any kind of situation. But again, if we're adults as coaches, I think everything will be fine. Again, any kind of trash talk is not permitted. Give a kid one warning and he does it again, we'll eject him, and coaches will help with that. All right, man, I think that is it. I don't know how long that was. Hope it's under 10 or 15 minutes. I will have cheat sheets, referees. I'll kind of have like a laminated one page with like not all the rules, but the basic rules. And then coaches, your job is to have printed the whole rule book. And hey, let's have a fun season, get these 6 weeks done, and keep it a positive experience for everybody. Hey, we want everybody to win. The players, the kids win. Referees, hey, you win, you have a good time, you make a difference. Coaches, parents all win, and it'll be a beautiful thing. All right, thanks, guys.